A crab is walking on the road with a girl. The girl doesn't seem to be afraid at all, and even closes her eyes to rest. And the crab's purpose for this trip is to return to the old nest. And just then, a tank slowly appeared in front of it. Unexpectedly, the driver of the tank was still an old man. A group of people gathered nearby, and the police chief was training. That's right, they ambushed here to destroy the big crab. When the crab approached, the police chief ordered to turn on all the lights. Everyone was surprised for a moment. They fired at the crab. The police chief persuaded the girl to stay away from the trouble so that she wouldn't get hurt. But the girl didn't want to leave. She even claimed that the big crab was her good friend. When the girl persuaded everyone to leave, a man saw that the situation was not right, and he hurriedly pushed the girl to the ground. The police chief ordered to turn on the lights, so everyone turned on the lights. And the crab's shell was like iron. After fighting for so long, it didn't fall down. In the end, the big crab still returned to the pond. It disappeared into the water. The crab disappeared. The girl was taken to her cabin. The girl asked why the man treated the crab like that. The man's name is Mike. He is a member of the Wildlife Committee. A few days ago, the baby crab not only attacked passers-by, but also killed them. The big crab also attacked the car. The car was almost destroyed. Sometimes the car would be set up again. Even in the middle of the night, when the owner reacted, it was too late. The big crab's son invited him outside. In the end, it became a dinner. The girl asked not to kill the big crab, because the big crab was the girl's only family. A few years ago, the little girl was playing by the river. She saw a hanging crab, so the little girl put the crab on the wooden bridge. The little crab was shaking left and right. It seemed to want to say thank you. The girl thought the crab was cute, so she decided to make friends with the crab. And the crab seemed to understand what the girl was saying. The girl took the crab to her father's lab. She asked her father what the crab ate, and her father thought the crab was a miscellaneous animal. It could eat anything. Because of her father's words, the girl took off the fruit on the fruit tree when her father was leaving the lab. Then she gave the fruit to the crab as food. She didn't know there was a growth hormone in the fruit, so the girl fed the fruit to the crab from time to time. Until one day, her father accidentally turned over the chemical reagent, and her father was called by her mother, so she left in a hurry. She didn't notice the smoking chemical reagent at all. When the girl was playing with the crab, her father's lab exploded, so the girl became an orphan. The crab and the girl have been dependent on each other until now. The girl didn't know what the crab did. At this time, the police came over. It turned out that the army was about to send a bomber to destroy the crab. When everyone was discussing the countermeasures, the bomber appeared at the top. They went in the direction of the pond and launched 2 rocket launchers. Then they launched 2 more. It was too powerful. The water was 2.5 meters high. The crab didn't come out. So they launched 2 more. The crab finally came out of the water. Everyone fired at the big crab. Who knew that the big crab rushed to the land and let one of them take the lunchbox? And the attack on the crab didn't stop. Faced with the strong firepower of everyone, the crab had to return to the water again. The bomber aimed at the target and fired several cruise missiles consecutively. In the end, the body of the crab floated on the ground. The police chief thought that the crab had been subdued, so he ordered to stop the fire. Everyone was cheering, and McKinn picked up a broken shell. The police chief thought that the crab must have broken into pieces. Who knows, this is just a fake image that McKinn showed everyone. In fact, before the bomber came, McKinn sympathized with the girl's suffering, so he took the girl and dragged the shell off the crab, and he used a small car to transport it to the pond. So the girl started to go into the water and transported the crab shell to the designated location, and what exploded before was just the shell of the crab. The next day, the girl played with the crab by the pond and lived a carefree life.